Okay, in this one we'll be looking at sum and sum ifs. Now, the sum is one of the most basic formula you can ever use in Excel. It's something that everybody uses to just find the summation and the calculation of a cell. So, all right, we'll be getting into sum now, and sum is just basically used, like I've said, to find the calculation, the total of a values in a cell. So if we want to do sum, we just go ahead and say equals to sum, and it's just asking you for the number range. So we're going to pick same salary because that's what we can sum. Want to sum the salaries together, close our parentheses and press OK, and it just gives us the total number of salary in this place. But now the sum if and sum ifs are a little bit slightly different, so they take extra values and extra characters. So the sum if would sum it if a certain condition is met. So let's go ahead and use the sum if. So it's going to ask for a range, a criteria. So what is the range? We're still looking at this same range. And what is the criteria? Now we want to sum it if the value is greater than 50,000. That's what we're going to say, that okay, if the value is greater than 50,000, sum it. If it's less than, don't do anything. So we have it, and it's only giving us another value, which is this is greater than this is 50,000, so it would not count. So it's only going to sum this, and yeah, it's only going to sum this both, and we have the value. Now for the sum ifs are, it works a little bit different than the other ones, and you can add more or two criteria, or as many criteria as you want, to the summation. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like. So we can say sum ifs and see what is the sum range. The sum range is still the normal salary we are using. So you should sum this guy, and let's go ahead and give you the criteria. So what about the criteria? What's the criteria range 1? So you should sum this if, let's look at the gender. You should sum it if the gender is the criteria 1. If the gender is female. Now, what is this saying? It's saying sum all the salaries, go and look for the gender if the gender is female. That's what it appears. And we can go again to criteria range 2 and say also sum it if the age range, shift control down, the age range is greater than 30. So what is it going to do? What is it telling it to do now? It's telling it to do, okay, if the gender is a female and if the female's age is greater than 30, sum the whole thing. So let's go ahead and do this. So it's summing it and it's getting us 88. So let us see. We have females, female. We have 3 females. This is 32. This is 31. This is 30. It won't pick because we say greater than 30. So it's picking for this 31. And let me highlight the columns now. This 31 and this 32. So we can see 47,000 plus 41,000 equals to 88,000, and that's it. So this can help you to maybe you want to select all, or you want to sum all the salaries of salesmen in your company, or the salaries of accountants in your company. You can just go ahead and say, okay, let's do for salesman now. Let's just say equals to sum ifs. Equals to sum ifs, select range, this to this. What's the criteria 1? If job title equals to salesman. So you can just do it, and to sum all the salary for the salesmen in your organization. So that's just basically how it works, and it's very interesting. The next will be going to count and count ifs. Hey, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Excel formula tutorial. Today we'll be looking at substitute, and let's say we have especially for the date formats or for any format that has to do maybe with number, maybe with like emails, or maybe like values that require some special characters that are customized to it. And there's a wrong entry. Like if you look closely at this email, this date, you see that this person put a dash while this person is using an underscore, while most of them are using a slash. So instance is or substitute. I used to substitute values in or substitute characters in a value. So all right, we have the one with one instance, two instance, and no instance. I'll be getting to what they are, but let's start with the one for no instance. So we head straight to our Excel, substitute. Now we see that substitute says replacing existing text with new text in a text string. So I'll press tab to auto complete it, and we're going to put our values. Now it's saying you to ask for your old text, and that's for the text, your old text, the new text, and the instance. Now you see that this instance is in bracket, which means it's optional. So let's just go, let's get our old text. This is our old text, this is what I want to get, and our new text. Now the old text is what we want to replace, which is, let's put it in, want to the dash, and we want to replace it with our new text, which is /. You want everything to have a /. We close it and we click enter, and draw it down. I will see that this first one that has been dashed has been replaced, but we're still going to come and run the same thing for this guy also. So we can just come and make this one come to this formula bar and just edit the formula there and just enter it, so that it just applies to that one alone. Or if there are other values within it, you can also go and populate that and have that filled up. That's for no instance. Now let's go into the one with instance. Now what does that mean? That means the instance shows how many times do you want to replace, how many values do you want to replace, which position do you want to replace it in. So let's go ahead and say we want to replace this / with a dash, right? And we want just the first one to be replaced with a dash. That is this / after this 11, you want it to be replaced with the dash. We'll go ahead and say equals to substitute, press tab, shift control down as usual. Our old text, which is /, we want to replace it with our new text, which is dash, and we want it to be one instance. So we go ahead and do this down. We can see that all the first values has been replaced with a dash. That is for one instance. So if you want it for two instances, you also do the same thing. Substitute old text. So here's our start date. Shift command down, and then we are replacing the same thing. We are replacing our old text with this, and we have many instances? 2. And you can see that is the second instance. That is the second places it appear. That is where it's going to replace. So running it down, we'll see that all the second place the value appears are all replaced. So that can just be what instance is just used for, to see how to replace back and forth the whole thing. So that's that for this. We'll see you in another one.